Rob Lyons here with TrekMovie.com, bringing you a look at the re-release of the 1/537 scale USS Enterprise original series Cutaway model, originally pressed some 20 years ago almost, and here's a comparison of the boxes between the two, and since I have two boxes, it also means I happen to have the original pressing of the kit as well as the new one. So I'm going to give you a bit of a parts overview here of the new kit. Just kind of an upper level to let you see what's included in this box. This is going to be about 22 inches long or so when you put it together. The immediate changes that most modelers will notice is the higher quality display stand that round 2 is included. This display stand also, as you may notice, happens to have a hole in it, so you can run wiring if you are going to light this model. The other major improvement you'll notice is the updated decal sheet, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in a bit. To kind of look at what was in the original kit, and you'll notice this is yellowed. I found this original kit about 2 or 3 years ago at a garage sale, and for $5 it was certainly worth getting. But you can notice when you compare the decal sheets, right there alone, that tells you a lot about the changes in the quality here. Beyond that, for the most part, everything is going to look pretty much the same, at least at first glance, until you get up to the secondary hull. You'll notice, obviously, there is no longer a need for the pre-attached portion of the display base, and of course, therefore, that display base will no longer be included in the pressing here of the new kit. So, what are some significant differences that you'll find in this kit versus the other one? Well, the first and most immediate one I noticed, this is the old kit. Notice on the secondary hull here, you have windows that have been engraved on the secondary hull, and then you could just paint those in with black paint. Well, comparing them to the new kit, those windows are not there, and that's because the new decal sheet includes those windows. One other thing I'll point out, and this was present on both the old kit and on the new kit, you can see this detail area here in the secondary hull, and you'll notice there are several decks of detail here. Well, on the original kit, the only real detail interiors that were done were the ones that went here for the saucer cutaway, which, by the way, you'll notice that part essentially unchanged. On the new decal sheet, and there's the old one again just for reference, on the new decal sheet, all of these little decals here, and I'm probably not going to be able to focus in on them terribly well, so I apologize, but all those little decals are meant to provide, on both the shuttle bay side and the engineering side, detail for the secondary hull. So that is a significant improvement as well. You'll notice that all of the windows for the production version of the Enterprise are found here, as well as a significant amount of markings. The secondary hull marking, the markings that go on the edge of the primary hull. You'll notice they are correct fonts, unlike these, which are mishmashed. For example, the font that was for so long included in the 18-inch kit, that's also not even correctly sized for the kit. Neither is this. Significantly undersized when you, for example, compare the two. So the decal sheet is a significant improvement. The only one I have a question on, and I really won't know until I actually use it, is this cutaway portion of the saucer section. When you compare them, this one seems a little more detailed because it has that purplish background there. Now, I don't know if it was originally purple or if that's aging. I've never actually seen a brand new copy of these decals. But this one appears to be fairly clear and is going to depend on some of the coloring you put behind it. So that one you're just going to have to probably discover on your own. A couple of other things, though, to point out. As I mentioned, the new pressing on the secondary hull does not have windows, but the primary hull still has the windows that were located on it. So as you can see here, just inside of these rings, those are still there on both kits, as well as on the upper portion of the primary hull. They are still present on both kits. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of an idea of some of the changes that have occurred between them. Some of the inaccurate details are still there. This is largely simply a re-release. You'll notice the incorrect diameters there on the concentric rings within the deflector housing. Just to point out to you though, here you can notice the difference in size where the new round 2 dome display base goes. You can see that difference there. So it connects in there. One thing that is an unfortunate oversight, many people wound up simply building this model as a single piece. And unfortunately, here you only have one complete engine dome. You have the one that's broken in two for the cutaway. So you're still going to need to wind up, if you want to build this as a single unit, you're going to wind up needing to go ahead and either get a second kit just for the sake of having your completely clear dome that you don't have to assemble, or you're going to have to look at some way to change the way that you're assembling it if you want to put it together as one piece. In terms of parts, everything else is pretty much identical. You can see in here some of the detail on the nacelle. You're going to have to paint it. There's no change to the slightly inaccurate taper of the nacelles. There's no change to the oversizing of these large boxes. I think, if I remember right, they're I can't remember the technical term for them at the moment, so I guess there goes some of my geek cred. The bridge module, there's the old kit. Here's the new kit. No significant differences at all. So again, the biggest differences that you're running into here are the new display stand, the significantly improved decal sheet, and the change on the secondary hull where the windows are no longer directly present, which allows you as the builder to put those on with decals instead for a uniform look. If you do that, you're probably going to want to come up here and putty up these areas here on the primary hull, both on the upper and lower saucer, in order to have a fairly uniform look. One other significant change that has occurred this time around, if I take a moment to show you, is to the instructions. The instructions in the original pressing were actually two large sets of instructions, page 1, page 2, and they are multi-sided. The new instructions that come with it are a smaller set of instructions, a little more compact, direct, still giving you all the assembly steps, of course. The back side is a complete painting diagram, including, and there you can kind of see how some of these decals work, where they fit. One other, though, significant change that I really appreciate, though, this is in keeping with something that Round 2 has been doing a lot lately. They include really nice quality art of a professionally built kit right here on the side of the box, on the underside of the box. I'm trying to keep the light glare out, but I don't think I'm being entirely successful. And even with the inaccuracies, the other one that is easily noticeable also is the inaccurate teardrop shape of the ABC deck superstructure. And then in addition here, there are also, if I can get at it, yeah, I'm going to have to adjust this for a moment. There's some additional paint guides that are located on the inside of the box. Again, just provides a very nice ability to have a closer look-see at this kit. And of course there is still some nice artwork that is not of the model. So this kit has been shipping out here in the last couple of weeks to online retailers. Sorry about that, folks. It should be available now. It should be hitting hobby shops here in the not too distant future. I have to say, though, that even though it is a repop of an old kit, it's a good one to have. It's a slightly larger scale of this Enterprise than even the one that most of us have built in the past. The color also of the plastic chosen is a much better color as well. So for those of you who are modeling with limited modeling history, don't necessarily want to paint the whole thing, while that's certainly not the preferred way of doing it, you will find a concluding color as your base coat there that is going to be significantly better than the maybe more cementy, or it seems like the old kit had slightly more of a greenish tint. The new one has definitely got a little bit more of the blue and gray to it. So, in terms of creating a replica of the Starship Enterprise, this is going to be an outstanding little kit for you, and look forward to seeing some of your builds soon. For TrekMovie.com, this is Rob Lyons. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.